Hi, this is George Weigel. Welcome to my Garden Tip of the Week series. Let's go see what's going on in the garden today. You know, a lot of our area got a frost this past week, which means most people now are in kind of cleanup mode for fall. They're yanking out the annuals, they're clipping off some dead stuff, raking the leaves, that kind of thing. But this is also the best time of the whole year to plant spring flowering bulbs like tulips and daffodils and crocus and hyacinths. Actually, October is the single best month, but you can also plant these bulbs into November. I know it's work, I know it's expense, but you'll be glad you did in the spring because tulips are just wonderful looking flowers, and all the spring bulbs really welcome when they flower, but you have to get them in the fall before. So I thought I'd show you how to do it today. First thing, soil preparation. What I like to do is dig the entire bed. Instead of going in and digging individual holes, which can be hard, I like to just dig, loosen the whole bed, improve it with compost, fluff it up really nice. Now, some people will add fertilizer at that time too. If you're just planting tulips where you're going to keep them for 1 year, you really don't need to put fertilizer in the ground because all the food this bulb needs is right in that bulb right now. But if you're planning on keeping bulbs for years, it's best to fertilize once in the spring and once in the fall right over top of the bed. I don't do it in the fall here, mainly because I'm already adding compost to the soil. All right, so first thing you have to do is get some bulbs. These are tulips, and there is an up and a down to it. I should point that out before we get too far along here. Notice there is a pointy end and there is more of a flat end that's kind of rougher. The bottom is where the roots come out of, the top is where the plant comes out of, the shoots and the flowers. So the pointy end goes up and the flat end goes down. I like to stagger plant. I'll show you how I do it right here. I'm going to lay them out on the soil, and I like to do it all in one shot too. Instead of plant a few and dig a few, I like to lay them all out at once here. But what I'll do is space them about 6 inches apart. Bigger bulbs like this can go about 6 inches apart. Smaller ones, you might want to pack those a little bit closer, 3 or 4 inches. But notice how I'm going to stagger plant them here. And by that I mean I'm placing the new bulbs in between the row right above them. Now once you have them all laid out, what I do is just get a little trowel, and I'm going to go right down the line and just dig them and plant them. And because I've done all the soil improving up front, they're going to go in real easy. You may not even need a tool at all, but if you do, here's what I do. Start at the very beginning. I'll make a little hole, stick them in. They're going to go about 6 inches deep, and it varies by the size of the bulb, by the way. These are tulips, and if you need a rule of thumb, about 2.5 to 3 times the depth is what they go down. So, bigger bulb like a tulip, you figure, well, that's that tall, so go down about 3 times that much, and that's where it goes. You also want to take into account if you're going to put mulch on the top in the end, because if you put an inch of mulch on, that counts too. So 5 inches of soil and then an inch of mulch. But I go right down the line, stick them in like that. It goes like a machine gun, really quick. Boom, goes like that, and they're all in no time. Smooth it over in the end, and then that's when I'm going to water them. That's what activates the bulb, because what's going to happen over the winter time, this is why you plant them in the fall, once you water them, the soil's still warm enough that these bulbs will actually put their roots down in the fall, start to grow over the winter, and then when the clock goes ticking and it gets enough chill time and it starts to warm back up in the spring, the shoots come up and you have this beautiful bulb to